What's going on, guys? Dark Saint here, bringing you guys another video talking to you guys about the Division. In this video I want to cover the absolute 100% best gas mask that you can get your hands on in the Division and what makes it so great. Now, this video isn't going to cover necessarily the talents of a gas mask, as certain people enjoy a specific talent that a gas mask may have on it, or you have a specific type, such as a striker, sentry's call, nomad, whatever, and that is completely your choice on which one you want. This one is just going to cover the gas mask that has the highest stats and whether or not these stats are good for PvE and PvP. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, there are a lot of bonus abilities on high-end and mint items that are worth looking at, and we will go over those in just a minute. But before we jump into that, there is one very significant attribute that I came across while doing research for this video, and that is that a 182 high-end is stronger than a 191 mint. When I came across this, I thought it was rather interesting, so I went ahead and I looked up a 204, which you can buy in the DZ02 safe house. So I built a 204 high-end, and I found out that it is actually stronger than a 214 mint of the same type. Say, for example, a 204 high-end backpack is stronger than a 214 backpack. And after further research on it, I found out that that works in all categories. A 204 high-end is stronger than the 214 mint. That being said, a 240 is still the strongest out there, but that does give you guys more room to play with. Knowing this information, now you guys can consider your skills a little bit more in depth. Say, for example, you have 4 Sentry's Call. You have all 4 Sentry's Call, so you already have the hidden bonus. That only gives you 2 armor pieces left. Now, most of us would just grab 2 more mints and, just run that +2 attribute bonus that you get for running, let's say, 2 strikers or 2 nomads. However, with the high-end still having skills attached to them, and some of these skills being very, very useful, it may be worth considering to use a skill over the attributes that are given with the mint items. So, for those of you guys that are looking for increasing your character's build and making your character stronger, you might actually want to consider buying some 204 high-end gear blueprints from the safe house in DZ02. Now, the first thing I want to look at is comparison between the 182 high-end and the 191 mint. Now, I do not have a 191 face mask, nor can you look at a blueprint of a 191, so the armor rating and the attribute rating are estimated. However, given that I looked at the numbers of both the face mask and that of other 191 armor pieces that I have, I'd say these estimations are fairly accurate. Now, you'll notice that the 182 high-end is stronger across the board than the 191 mint. The next thing that we'll look at is the 204 high-end versus the 214 mint. And again, you'll notice that the 204 high-end has higher stats, attributes, and abilities than the 214 mints. That being said, however, sometimes it's better to run the 214s if you are trying to get the hidden perk. Say, for example, the Sentry's Call requires you to have 4 Sentry Call pieces. And in that situation, you may want to hold on to your 214s and continue to run them. However, if you already have 4 Sentry's Call and you have 2 extra pieces that really don't make much sense to run, you may want to consider running some high-ends. How high-ends have hidden skills on them, and some of these skills are very, very useful. Not always, and in some cases you may not want to run them at all. However, this is something to consider when making your character build. Even though you may lower your gear score, you can actually make your character stronger in both armor rating and attribute ratings, and thus become a stronger player in both PvE and PvP. Just something to consider. Now, last one we'll look at is the 240 mint. Now, of course, these numbers are estimated as there is no blueprint for these, so I couldn't get a 100% accurate estimation on what the gas masks are. However, if you look at the background, you'll see my gas mask running a 499 armor with a 663 stamina. So they do fall within the categories of the armor rating and attributes that are given on screen. Now, again, these are estimated, and you may find some that slightly are stronger, maybe even slightly weaker than what is on the screen. Again, these are estimated, but I'd say they're about 90% accurate. So for those of you guys that are looking for the 100% strongest armor in the game, the 240s are still stronger than any other armor rating. However, you can find some high end that really pushes the limit on it. Say, for example, if you were to get a 204 high end with a 484 maximum armor rating with a 645 maximum attribute rating, you would only be slightly missing out on the highest rating you could get out of a 240. So that being said, you guys, I hope this helps you guys consider your build that much more and maybe make your character stronger. Alright, so now all the complicated stuff is behind us. You know which armor pieces are the strongest. You got your hands on a really, really good one that you really, really like. Now it's time to start looking at the abilities that are on them, whether or not they're worth keeping, whether or not they're worth swapping out, and whether or not you even want a gear mod slot on it. Because sometimes taking up a gear mod slot can actually hurt you more than it benefits you. So, let's jump into it. First thing we're going to look at is the first major attribute. You have skill power, damage to elites, critical hit chance, health on kill, exotic damage resilience, health, and either or a gear mod slot. Now, all face masks come with one standard gear mod slot, so you can take that out. However, we're looking at the skill power attribute. Do you want to swap out skill power for a gear mod slot? Absolutely not. If you are looking to build an electronics build and you are looking for a high skill power, you want to keep this one on it. You want to keep this one on it. Even if you swap it out for a gear mod slot, even if you got the highest level 32 gear in there with electronics on it, you would only get 1,600 electronics added to it, whereas the skill power gives you 4,412. Absolutely do not trade that out if you are looking for a skill power build. That being said, if you're looking for an increase to damage in PvE, you can do the damage to elites. However, that only affects PvE. You also have your critical hit chance, which is rather low. 4 to 5% isn't really all that great. You can actually get gear mod slots that have 2%, and plus you get the extra gear score, whatever it is, whether you want stamina or firearms or whatever. So that's something to consider there if you are looking for that. You also have health on kill, which is a very good role to have in general. So if you are looking for health on kill, I recommend it. It would be a good one to have, especially if you combo it with the gloves that can also get health on kill, and some weapons that give health on kill as well. You can get quite a large lump sum of health back. Next, we'll look at exotic damage resilience, which if you don't know, exotic damage resilience is your resistance to specific skills, such as if somebody hits you with a sticky bomb. The higher your exotic damage resilience, the stronger of a defense you'll have against the sticky bomb, or even other skills for that matter if anyone uses skills on you. This also protects you from enemy skills or whatever that they may be using, like the grenade launcher or turrets or whatever. That will help you and protect you from that. And then the last one is an increase to health, 2,272, which it's optional on this one because a stamina will really match it, and you can actually get a stamina gear mod to even match that health. So that one, if you do have health on it, that is a waste. You do want to re-roll it for either health on kill or a gear mod slot if you are running that specific build. Now, my personal opinion on the best things that you can get for this one, I would probably say health on kill would probably be the best one. You can go with damage to elites, however that's not going to help you in PvP. It's only going to be beneficial in PvE, which it is very beneficial, but it's still optional. So health on kill would probably be the one that I would go for, even over a gear mod slot. That's for my specific build. The next one we have disorient resistance. This one can be that, scavenging, increased kill XP, enemy armor damage, burn resistance, or the blind death resistance. Now for this one's really optional, but I would go with enemy armor damage just so you can do more damage to those enemies in PvE. Second would probably be scavenging for those that are looking to find better items. You can do the increased kill experience if you are looking for an increase to leveling up in the Dark Zone. That does affect your Dark Zone reputation. If you're looking to become stronger and higher level in the Dark Zone, that is something to consider. However, for me, my number one would probably be the enemy armor damage for my specific build, as I run up front and I do a large chunk of the damage. But if you are looking to make your armor stronger, you can run scavenging. For those of you guys that don't know what scavenging does, it increases the amount of items you find and the quality of those said items. However, this only affects drops and it does not affect rewards. So say for example you're trying to get a 240, it will not affect the quality of that 240 that you get as a reward for completing challenge mode. It will only affect the drops that you get from bosses and the drop you get from the tank after it's done. It should make the armor piece that you get have a higher stat rating once it first drops. That is all that it affects. It's really not a major concern. The last one, we're going to look at the minor attribute. This one is effective based off of your skill, whatever skill you prefer using more than anything else. And that is completely up to you guys. What skills are you looking for will go into that slot. I can't really give a whole lot on that, but either way, you guys, that'll pretty much wrap it up for this video. I hope this helps. I will leave on screen my opinion for the best items and attributes that you can get on the face mask to remind you guys of all my opinions on this. Either way, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to catch you guys on the next one. Tomorrow, we will be going over chess pieces, and there's a lot to cover there, so look forward to that. And I guess I'll get to catch you guys next time. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you can catch it as soon as it drops. Either way, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you next time.